I sell just to kind of calm the vibe and clear the space. I thought I fell asleep with this on last night. I'm happy I didn't. And these are like the blends that I make. Last night I put eucalyptus in it. This is lavender and patchouli. So I'm gonna let that sit. And then I also bought this, which I prefer regular incense, but it's green patchouli premium cones. I don't know. It's cool. It came with this like little thing like this. So yeah, I love a good smell, and so I need to like calm down before I do this. Because sometimes like speaking your truth and speaking the truth can kind of be like a funny feeling. Scary feeling. I don't know. But there's feelings of uneasiness sometimes. And sometimes you just gotta woosah it out, right? All right. So, let's see. I don't like having these braids in front. Let's go to the actual post. I'm leaning this on my water so that so you guys can see all of me. But I'm gonna post this again up here, and hopefully I'll be able to read it all. But I keep getting messages and stuff, so I have to kind of swipe up. But this morning I just made a post about just like how I felt and some things that like I guess maybe I've been going through as a person, as an adult, as Kamari. And these were like kind of just the words that kind of like spit out. And so the first thing it says, there comes a time when you have to kind of like pop your own hand. And for me, that means that like you ever, find yourself like returning to your same habits or returning to the same people or returning to your same mess. Sometimes you just have to pop your own hand and just be like, it's a no, stop. But not so much about returning to your old mess, but also recognizing like you may be flawed too. You may have some shit with you too. And you have to kind of like pop your hand and correct yourself. I know for me, sometimes I can get so hell-bent on like what somebody else did to me or how somebody hurt me. But I also have to kind of like sit with myself and say, okay, did I do everything that I was supposed to do? Did I hurt somebody? Did I offend somebody? And I can't always rely on other people to be like me. If I'm hurt or I'm upset, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell somebody about it. I'm going to say, well, I ain't like this, or you hurt my feelings, or I may cry, or whatever. And because I'm okay with expressing my emotions, that doesn't mean that somebody else will. And that doesn't mean that I didn't hurt somebody else or offend somebody else. And sometimes I have to sit back and just monitor my own behavior and say, okay, Kamari, that wasn't cool. That wasn't right. And I got to pop myself on my own hand. What else did I say? I said there comes a time when you have to walk away. And it doesn't mean that you're quitting. You have to walk away to protect yourself. Every relationship, every friendship, every job, everything that you may enter may not be healthy for you. And just because we like it or we want it doesn't mean that we need it or it's good for us. And it's okay to walk away. That doesn't mean that you're quitting on a relationship. It doesn't mean that you're quitting on yourself. It means that you're moving on. There's a difference between quitting and moving on. Moving on means that you're recognizing that, okay, this space right here isn't good for me. And I have to move towards a better space. I have to move forward into a better space or a better situation or a better friendship, relationship. And in order for me to do that, I have to walk away. Quitting is when you feel like, okay, I can't do this. You're not recognizing your own power. And you're just like, I quit. I think it's a little more emotional when you quit. And moving on is a little more like, has a little more facts into it. Like, you know what? There's no point in this is going nowhere. And so I think it's okay to say, you know what, I need to walk away, to protect yourself, to protect your feelings. Because, okay, I'll say this. If you've ever been in a relationship that you know that you have to walk away from, there's this like orgasmic feeling when you think that there's a possibility for it to work out, and it doesn't, or the same old thing happens. It's almost like, have you ever dealt with an ex after like years of like not speaking to them, and then you like get into the situation, you're like, this is why we didn't work out. This is why this just, okay. I'm okay with walking away. Because it's to really just protect yourself from going back to something that's just not healthy for you. Same thing with, sorry, I was paused. Same thing with like a diet. If you've ever, eaten clean for a certain amount of time and then you go right back to junk, then you're like, oh, this doesn't feel good. This is not healthy. This doesn't make me feel, as fantastic as I did when I was eating healthy or when I was working out. So it's like safe to say, like, I'm going to protect myself and I'm going to walk away from junk. I'm going to walk away from junk food, junk people, junk entertainment, and I'm going to stay over here on the cleaner, leaner, healthier side. And that's just one of those things that, it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. But it's necessary. It's necessary for you. It's necessary for that friendship, that relationship, that habit. It is really important. Thank you. What else did I say? There comes a time when you have to realize that begging for anything takes away from working. I wanted to say from working towards something. Yeah, begging isn't always what we think it is. Begging for me can say, okay, hey, are you free to do lunch? Hey, can we link up? Hey, do you want to go for a walk? Or, hey, what are you doing today? And you get no response. Or the person is just like, hey, I'm busy. I can't talk right now. I can't. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, I'm trying to put my best foot forward and trying to, link up or try to meet or try to do something or try to have something or, be something, and the other person isn't receptive to it. That can hurt your feelings time and time again. That can be in a relationship. That can be in a friendship. That can be at a job. Like, hey, I need a raise. I've been here 10 years. Hey, I've been here 15 years. I've been doing this and that. Can I get a raise? Like, at some point, you have to say, I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. I know my value. I know that if there's something wrong, I offer to speak about it. I offer to have a conversation about it. And if that other person or that other thing that's on the other side of what you're begging for isn't receptive, just stop. Because it's taking away from what you could have, possibly. Like, there's no point in begging for something that does not want your attention. Like, it doesn't want you. It doesn't need you. It doesn't require your assistance. And it's best to move forward. Because when you move forward, there's other things. Like, if I'm walking up, let's say, Bloomfield Avenue, and I always stop at Park Street, I don't know what's beyond that because I'm stuck right here. But it's like, if I walk further, I might find a new hair salon. I might find a new nail salon. I might find a new market. Something else that might intrigue my attention, or something else that may say, you know what, we could use you here. We value what you could bring to the table here. But you have to be able to just say, like, you know what, I'm going to stop just walking to Park Street. I'm going to go up a little further and see what else is there. I'm going to go up a little further and see what other options are available for me and see what I can bring to the table somewhere else. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves to do that because we have hope for what we already have. And sometimes what we have is not working. So maybe that's a sign to somebody like, yo, put in that job application somewhere else. Like, put in your time with somebody who has the money to really push you where you're trying to go. I know in like having a business, if I decided to sell my oils and my butters to just my friends, what would be the point in that? Like, how could I really advance my business by only selling to my friends? How could I really, take my business to the next level if I'm so focused on the people that are around me? Like, how can I really move forward if all I'm trying to do is get sales from the people that are next to me? Like, no, I got to kind of keep moving and say, hey, I have this. Hey, I have that. Hey, are you interested in this? Like, you don't know until you know, and you just got to move forward, and that is how you'll kind of like figure it out. What else did I say? Oh, yeah. It says, there also comes a time where you will cry and grieve over what was or what you once had. Yeah, you're gonna cry. You're going to feel bad. You're gonna feel sad. You're gonna grieve what was lost. And I don't want to say this and it sound crazy, but like if you've ever lost somebody, you know, somebody ever died, you know that they're not coming back. You know that you're not going to speak to them again. You know that that physical relationship is kind of like gone. So you can grieve it. You can be sad about it. You can miss them. You can look at pictures. There's things you can do. But sometimes I think it can be a little worse when you grieve something or somebody that's still available or still there. And like you have to walk away from it. Like if there's a friendship that you lost or a relationship that you lost or a job that you walked away from or you lost, like grieving that can be almost harder because you know that that person is still walking, moving and talking, and like that's just no longer. And it's okay to grieve that. It's okay to be sad about that. It's okay to feel your feelings on that, because I think sometimes when you're walking away from a person or a relationship or a friendship and it's south and it goes south and you're just kind of like, oh, man, fuck this person, fuck that job, whatever, fuck that situation. It's like those angry emotions don't allow you to really be like, yo, I'm kind of like sad about that. Last year, what was it? Yeah, January, I walked away from a job that I had for 3 years. Great family, great situation. However, I just knew that I wasn't in the mental state to really take on completing that job. The kids were getting older. There were situations that were happening where I was just like, I don't see me maintaining my professionalism at the same time keeping my sanity. Like, I was losing it. I was going through something where I was just like, I'm not focused here. And rather than me just sticking it out because I got bills or whatever, or me possibly getting fired, no, I maintained that relationship by saying, like, I'm going to walk away and I'm going to help you find somebody that can do my job that's going to be great for you and your family. I was a nanny, so that way you can understand. So that way, like, everybody can walk away with peace. And I didn't have to do that, but I cared about my job and I knew that it was more of me than it was of them. Like, I was losing my mind in that position. And also it just wasn't for me anymore. And so I had to walk away. But I was really sad in doing that. Was I sad about losing a certain amount of income? Sometimes. Was I sad because I had a great relationship with this family? Definitely. But the upside to it is we still have a great relationship. I did not lose my job because I didn't feel as though that I could be unprofessional. I didn't allow something crazy to happen. I was able to say, you know what, I'm going to walk away and it's for the best. And I do feel better mentally. Professionally, I think it was a great idea. It didn't feel like it in the moment, but it does now. And some things that we walk away from don't feel awesome in the moment. They feel like really sad and it hurts you. And it's okay to feel those feelings. And it's okay to grieve what was. But also, well, that comes to the next part. What did I say? Okay, yeah. There will also be space for something new and worth keeping. So embrace that. When you have the strength to walk away from something that is no longer serving you, helping you, pushing you forward, advancing you, that leaves space for something new, better, awesome, great. I'm sitting on a new piece of furniture now. Before I had like a bed and my bed broke. And I literally kept this bed for like months. Like I slept on the floor with it because the base broke. And I was like, you know, I'm not going to buy a new bed. I live in a studio. Like I don't need that much furniture anyway. Like, it took me so long to get rid of that bed, but when I did, it, like, I got a new piece of furniture and I feel great about it. Now, I mean, I could relate that to relationships or anything, but I know for me, sometimes holding on to things is like a bad habit, whether that's thoughts, whether that's patterns, whether that's people, whether that's things. And I don't know what I know. I don't know how's it go? I don't know what I'll know until I really like let go. Even last night, I'll tell you, this was really funny. Now I was driving on the highway. I was on the parkway actually, and like my windshield wipers are crap. Like they're really bad. And I mean, they've been bad. Like every time it rains, I complain about it. But then when it's not raining, I'm not complaining about it because I don't need them. And so last night it was raining and I'm on the parkway. I'm freaking out. Like I'm surprised I did not get pulled over for driving like a drunk or something, because I'm like, oh my God, I can't see. Oh my God, should I pull over? Like I'm on the parkway and it's just like the windshield wipers are swishing and swishing and swishing, but they're not doing anything. They're just wasting space. They're just there. And so I said, you know what? Let me look at what time AutoZone closes. And I looked and they closed at 10. And I went to AutoZone and I had, I bought some, they were $40. I was kind of tight because I thought they were going to be cheaper. Hence, like, I haven't bought windshield wipers in a long time. So I'm like, okay, I thought it was going to be like $25. They were $45 or something, whatever. So I bought them and I had the guy put them on my car. And when I tell you, it felt like I had a new fucking car. I was like, what took me so long to walk away from these old ass windshield wipers? Was it laziness? It wasn't not having the money, because how many times have I had 40? I've spent money on lunch, like dinner, $40. That comes and goes. So it's like, why did it take me so long to walk away from them damn windshield wipers? And then when I got the new ones, it felt like I had a whole new fucking car. Like was able to drive home like nothing, like perfectly. And I had a glass of wine. Exactly. Yep, I was being complacent. And it was like, stop being content with junk. Stop being content with junk. Like, that's real talk. And it's like sometimes, and I'm not saying that some of the relationships and friendships you could have had were junk, but also, too, just recognizing your own shit, too. Like, what are you holding on to? What friendships, what relationships, what jobs, what ideas, what freaking anything. What clothing items, what furniture, what things are you holding on to that you could really get rid of? Because once you get rid of them and allow space for something new, something better to come into your life, like you will feel like I have a whole new everything. Even when it comes to like working out and fitness and eating healthy, like me being a vegetarian for almost 9 months now, I was the queen of a burger blaster, okay? I was the queen of eating a burger blaster. And for those of you who do not know what a burger blaster is, me and my homegirl Ashley made it up. It is going to Burger King and getting chicken nuggets, a burger, and fries, and onion rings. If you've ever had their onion rings, they're good. And you put it all on a burger with a piece of bacon and eat it. Like, that's all meat. That's all terrible. That's all bad. But that's what the fuck I used to enjoy. And I never saw myself being a vegetarian. I never saw myself denying myself of junk, because I just was like, I could drink Pepsi every day. I can eat burgers every day and be okay. And no, I didn't know what I know. I was able to say, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to walk away from meat. I'm going to walk away from some nasty, yucky habits. I still have some nasty, yucky habits. I'm going to walk away from these habits and see what's on the other side. And it's okay to be curious, because sometimes curiosity is healing too. Like, I'm going to see if I can do it. It's not always about like, okay, I just want to be healthy. Yeah, that's the goal. But also too, it's just like pushing myself to do something that I've never done before, putting myself in a new territory. And that's also another thing. Some new territories are not always going to come to you. You have to walk through them. You have to walk to them. A healthier lifestyle, eating healthier, working out and doing different things, like those opportunities don't always present themselves to you. You have to kind of go for that and do it. And so that pushed me to think, and that's pushing me to think now, what opportunities will be out there if I just deny What do I want to say? What opportunities will be there if I deny all the things that are holding me back? Like if I say, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and dwell on a friendship, relationship, situationship, entanglement that's not working. I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to delete the number. I'm just going to, grieve the friendship, grieve the relationship, but I'm also just going to like clear it from my space, clear it from my mental as much as I can, and pray about it or meditate, whatever it is that you do, speak what you want. But forgive them, forgive yourself. And if you feel like you can't, that's okay, because everything takes time. Because sometimes people think that like your first prayer is going to work, or your first meditation is going to work. Like, get these fuck niggas out my life. Amen. And all of a sudden it happens. No. I wish. But sometimes you got to get out your own way. And by getting out your own way, that could be popping your hand and saying, you know what? I fucked up. You know what? I'm not that great all the time. You know what? This relationship, this friendship, this situationship, this entanglement, this job, this space, it's not doing it for me no more. And it's okay to walk away. It's okay to be done. It's okay, because there's something else there. There's always another friend to be made. There's always another relationship to have. There's always another job to go and get. There's always another space to move into. But you have to kind of do the clearing and the cleansing. And like I said in the beginning, everything that I said this morning, everything that I said on this live, it's for me too. It's definitely for me. Some of the best advice comes from ourselves when we tell it to others, or when we speak it to others, or share it with others. Because it's something that like we need to hear ourselves, and it's just ourselves reminding us like, that's for you, that's for you. And so that's what that message was for me, because I realized like, okay, what's not new in my space? What's something that I want in my space that I don't have in my space? And can I connect it to something that I'm holding on to? Can I connect it to something that I haven't loosened my grip on? And there were some things where I had to say like, check, yes. And then there were some things where it's just like, I don't know. I'm not sure. It'll come to me. But yeah, like I said, pop your own hand. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to grieve what was, what you once had. And don't be afraid to move on. Better things can come. Better things will come if you recognize your own habits, if you recognize what's not working. And then that's that. So, so I could take the picture down. So now it's just me. But thank you for the two of y'all who are still listening. I had a whole lot of spaces in what I was saying. I want to save this and share this. Thank you. You still watching? Okay, good. Yes. So I'm going to save it. I might post it. I probably got to edit the beginning because I was like just doing a bunch of yapping at first. But you guys have a great Wednesday. I'm glad the sun is out. I need to get dressed and go see what this day is about. And yeah, have a good day.